Good evening, I'm Monica Kaufman. With elements of both comedy and drama, Sports Night is a show that doesn't fit neatly into any one category. Its success comes not just from being a behind-the-scenes look at network television and the people who work there, but also a slice of real life. Last January, life got very real for everyone involved in Sports Night when its star, Robert Guillaume, suffered a stroke in his dressing room.
Isaac, you can't work full-time.
I have to.
Why?
Because they pay me to.
You had a stroke.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
I thought it was bad swordfish.
Isaac, I'm not kidding around here.
Leave me alone, Danny.
Robert Guillaume is not quite as stubborn as the character he plays on Sports Night. He is well aware of what happened to him and of his limitations.
I'm not going to come back completely.
How did you deal with having to say, I need help?
When confronted with a stroke and the inability to move this leg or this arm, it's quite easy for me to say, help, Mayday, you know, so it doesn't bother me.
Nor does it bother Guillaume to share his story, as he did recently at St. Joseph's Hospital in Atlanta.
I felt like saying, help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
African Americans have more strokes than anybody else.
I think it has a lot to do with our diet and the amount of stress that I think comes from slavery, which we have not yet chucked.
But you didn't have to go on the road. Let's talk about this. Why?
If I can be a catalyst for change, I like that idea. That's my ego. I welcome the opportunity to look as if I can fight these kind of odds.
That's no surprise. Robert Guillaume's life is a testament to fighting the odds.
I have served food to people who don't eat it. I have served food to people who throw it. But no way am I going to serve food to a dummy.
He is, of course, best known as Benson, one of the most beloved characters in television history. Introduced on Soap in 1977, he stole the show. And 2 seasons later, Benson got his own spinoff.
But this man is a cheat, a fraud, a
Politician.
Guillaume has come a long way for a black kid from Depression-era St. Louis, where he was raised by a loving but strict grandmother after being abandoned by a 19-year-old mother who already had 3 children when he came along. The biomaterial has your age in 2 different ways. One says you're 71, the other says you'd be 62 coming up this November 30th. What is your age?
My age will be 72.
So why'd you give me such a hard time in the beginning about age?
For the same reason that I once put out the information that I was 10 years younger.
Get the idea? He's having a little fun with me? Well, just listen to what he says when I tell him I learned from the internet that his given name was Robert P. Williams.
My great-great-grandfather had given me the name. His name was Kunte Guillaume.
I don't think so.
Oh, no? Well, what does the internet say?
When did you change your name?
Well, when I was coming up, everybody on death row was named Robert P. Williams. So when I got ready to go in show business, I decided that I wanted a measure of distinction in order to stand out. And as it turned out, I was right.
Decades before Benson, Guillaume had established himself as a successful actor on Broadway, but the road was steep. He started out working for the post office. Long time getting notice.
Such is the road of African Americans during that time. One might do a lot of work and one might not get noticed.
You're watching Sports Night on CSC, so stick around.
Now he gets noticed. Guillaume was chosen to lead a young ensemble cast who grew up watching Benson. They were stunned when this living legend almost became a dead one. Guillaume told an Atlanta audience he was unaware he was having a stroke when he collapsed while getting dressed to shoot a scene.
I don't know what I thought it was. You know, I thought that if I could just get my pants on, get down to the set, everything would be all right.
Admit that it's harder now.
I have no trouble admitting that.
Ask people to do things for you.
Like what?
Like getting you a drink.
Why?
Because you've been walking over to that bar for like a half an hour now.
Art imitates life.
When I found out I didn't die, I decided to head in the opposite direction.
But it was Guillaume's wife who approached the producers of Sports Night and asked them to write the stroke into the plot and allow him to return to work. I think your wife is a genius.
She is a bright woman, and I'm the victim of it.
But did you have any fear and trepidations about returning to acting?
I certainly couldn't go back to work at the post office.
The current storyline has Isaac Jaffe struggling not only to recover, but also to hang on to his job.
You see your week and they're coming after the show. Is that what's happening?
I think it's an excellent storyline because it gives us meat and strength and reality, truth. I don't want to say too much because I could go back tomorrow and they say, "You're out, Guillaume. Williams, whatever your name is, get out."
The only thing this stroke seems to have done to you is affect your arm and your leg. It hasn't affected your mind at all.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Monica.
And what about the future? Isaac Jaffe has already answered for Robert Guillaume.
I'm managing editor of Sports Night, and 100 years ago, I wasn't allowed to vote. The future's just fine with me.
Robert Guillaume celebrates his 72nd birthday Tuesday. May we all live so long and be so sharp.